Hello students, welcome. In this video, I will discuss how you calculate impairment loss on property, plant and equipment. You guys know that you calculate impairment loss at group level. You do not calculate impairment loss for an individual asset, but you do impairment testing at group level and you calculate impairment loss for the asset group. So you group all the assets and liabilities at an appropriate level, and how you group that, at what level you group these assets and liabilities that you may do impairment testing. I have discussed that in another video. So you group all the assets and liabilities at an appropriate level and calculate impairment loss. So this impairment loss is excess of carrying amount of the asset group over its fair value. For example, carrying amount of the asset group is $800,000. And fair value is $620,000, then carrying amount minus fair value is $180,000. So you say that impairment loss is $180,000. But this is impairment loss of the asset group, not of individual assets. $180,000, excess of carrying amount over fair value. Once you calculate impairment loss at group level, you allocate impairment loss to individual assets on the basis of relative carrying amount of the individual assets. So you allocate this impairment loss that you have calculated at group level to individual assets, and you allocate this on the basis of their relative carrying amounts in the ratio of their carrying amounts. For example, let's say the impairment loss of the asset group is $180,000, and there are three assets in the group: asset A, asset B, asset C. So you allocate this $180,000 among all the three assets in the ratio of their carrying amounts. So here, if you see the carrying amounts of asset A, B, C are $80,000, $240,000, and $160,000 respectively. So you allocate this loss among these three assets in the ratio of their carrying amounts. So you allocate the impairment loss in 1:3:2. Impairment loss allocated to asset A is $30,000. Impairment loss allocated to asset B is $90,000. And impairment loss allocated to asset 3 is $60,000. So total impairment loss is $180,000. And this is allocated to asset A, B, C in the ratio of their respective carrying amounts. All right, students, I hope this is helpful. We'll connect again. Goodbye.